So to start off the glam portion of this look, I'm using a silicone based primer, and then I'm going in with my favorite full coverage foundation and just blending that out with the beauty sponge. Next, I'm using a concealer that is about 2 shades lighter than my actual skin color, and then also blending that out with the beauty sponge. Then I'm going to go in and set all of that. I have pretty oily skin, so I like to set my under eyes and around my lips and chin and forehead a lot. I'm doing a pretty harsh contour with this just because with the gore I thought it would look really cool to have a really harsh contour. Next, I'm just taking a fluffier brush to blend all that out. And then I'm using a more precise brush to contour my nose and my lip. And then I'm just using my favorite blush and then highlighting. Then I'm just filling in my brows the same way I do every single day. Most of this look is my everyday makeup. I just did a couple things a little bit harsher than I normally would. As far as my eyes, I'm just doing a brown smoky eye. This is just my transition shade, just a really light brown, and then I'm blending it out. You'll see me go back and forth a few times between a brush and then that fluffy brush just to make sure that it's all blended smoothly and there's no harsh lines. Here I'm taking a darker brown and just on the outer corner. Then I'm doing my under eye with just a small precision brush in that same dark brown. I always use my finger to put my lid color on. I just feel like it puts it on so much smoother and packs it on a lot better than a brush. And then I just blend it out so there's no line with a fluffy brush. I decided my crease just wasn't dark enough, so I went in with a extremely dark brown and then just blended that out just to give it a little more depth and so it was a little more noticeable. Then I'm just applying some false lashes. And then mascara. Then I'm using NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil and Milk just to put on my waterline. And then one of the NYX Suede lip glosses. I can't remember the color, but it's the purple one. And I curled my hair. So for the Hear No Evil portion of this look, I wanted to give the illusion that there was a really deep cut, like my ear was being cut away. So to achieve this, I used layers of liquid latex and cotton. And I do this a few times just so that I can build it up to make the cut look really deep. I go in with liquid latex, then a layer of cotton, and then I smooth it out with a makeup spatula. I probably did this 3 or 4 times just to give it that raised effect. Smoothing out the edges with the spatula will really give it a smooth, more realistic look. Then I let it dry and then I go in with the pointier end of the spatula and I cut through the middle of it. I'm not cutting my actual skin, just the liquid latex and the cotton so that it looks like a cut, obviously. And then I'm mixing red, brown, and black cream paint. And I'm using just a cheap craft brush because liquid latex will ruin makeup brushes. And I'm putting this in the cut part of the wound because the black, brown, and red is going to give a really deep, dark cut effect. I'm not being precise with this. I'm actually being pretty messy just because if you were to get a real cut, it's not going to be precise. And then I'm using scab blood just because it's a darker, thicker consistency, so it's going to give that really deep wound effect. Then vampire blood, just because it's liquidy and it'll give the effect that blood is running. Now the See No Evil portion of this look was my absolute favorite because I felt like it came out the most realistic. So here I'm using a piece of tissue paper like you would use to wrap a gift with, and some eyelash glue just around the perimeter. It doesn't matter if it's sealed perfectly because you're going to go around it with liquid latex anyway, but I just wanted to get it on there. I'm just smoothing out the edges. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect and it doesn't have to be on there securely because you're going to go around it again anyway. And then I just take liquid latex on a beauty sponge and just go around the perimeter, and I do layers of liquid latex and cotton again. I'm building this up so that the black part looks hollow, like the way your eye would look if it was actually missing. And again, this doesn't have to be perfect because if you were to get this kind of wound, obviously your skin ripping away is not going to come out perfectly. I do this a few times with the liquid latex and the cotton till I get a shape that I like. And then once I do the second layer of liquid latex, I'm only going around the outer edge so that the inner edge I can move around to make it look more hollow. And then again with a spatula just to smooth everything out. It's going to give a more realistic effect, like you're not going to see the line between your skin and the liquid latex and the cotton if you do this. I'm pretty fair right now, so I didn't have to use a lot of foundation to blend the liquid latex in with my skin. I'm just using a setting powder here after it dries to take away that sticky feeling. And then I'm using a brown and purple cream paint, more brown than purple, to give a bruised effect. And I'm using this fluffy brush because I didn't want it to look very opaque. I was trying to make it just very light because I'm going to go in again with a red cream paint, which I wanted to be the more dominant color so it looked really bloody and gory. I'm using a different kind of makeup spatula with a pointy end to create holes to make it look like the skin was peeling away. I ended up not liking this at all. I thought it looked too fake. It looked too like it was on purpose, so I end up blending out the blood anyway so you can't really see the holes. And that is it. So for the last part of the look, I did Speak No Evil, and I'm using the same technique I did in the other two looks with just liquid latex and cotton, and I'm building that up around my mouth. Normally you would paint the skin around your mouth just so it has that red bloody effect, but I forgot, so you're going to see that I do it after. I also draw the corners of my mouth out a little more just so that I had the effect of a bigger mouth. And I'm using that same black, red, and brown paint combination that I've used for all the other wounds. And then back with the liquid latex and the cotton. I thought I was going to cover up my lips and just make it look like I didn't have a mouth, but as you can see, you'll see here in a minute, I end up taking all that away because I ended up not liking it. So the effect I was trying to go for here was that my lips had just actually been torn away. So they're just bloody, nasty, bruised skin there. I blended in a little bit of my foundation and then I used a combination of thick blood and scab blood. I actually got this all over my teeth and it ended up looking really cool. And then I do the same thing, giving the skin like rips and tears just to make it more realistic. Using the liquid latex and the cotton just gave a really swollen effect, as if your skin would look if your lips had really been ripped away. And that's about it. I also go in with the vampire blood again just to give the dripping blood effect. This doesn't have to be perfect, the messier the better.